Hey everyone, welcome back. So today we are building like a little in-laws grandparent house with the new growing together pack. It's not just I just use a lot of items from that pack. But as you can see, once again, the structure is already built. I just like getting the build out of the way and just kind of just doing the decorating. But the wallpaper on the outside, some of the windows, that new tree house. That's all from the new Growing Together pack, which obviously you've seen me use in my other builds, and you've probably been playing with the pack for a while now, so you know that all this stuff comes with that pack. So I'm not gonna just like name everything off, but yeah. So I just made this cutesy little house. I made like a little pond in the front, just as like a little decor thing because it was kind of plain over there. And then I did this cute little fenced-in yard. I put a lot of like planters and those like little growing pouches from Cottage Living. Um, and like I said, I just wanted this to have like the tree house because I figured so where I was going with this house was this is like I don't when I did it, I think I created the house and then created the Sims, but I had the Sims idea in my head as I was creating. So this is kind of like a grandparent, like a mom and dad grandparents, and they have like I created another house. You'll see later on. I'll load it up to my YouTube channel of their daughter's house. Like I created like a daughter, and she has a little girl, and then she had an infant son. In my game, the kid ended up aging up. So in that house, you'll see that I made that room kind of like half infant, half toddler. But anyway, this house is for that family. So this is kind of like her parents, and then like the downstairs has like the living room, the kitchen. It has the bedroom for them. There's only one bathroom in this build, but I figured it was just for like two Sims, so it wasn't like a big deal. Like I figured with the grandkids coming over, you know, like they're only doing a stayover is what I did in my game, so they're not staying too long. They're not living here, so you only really need one bathroom. Um, and then I did a cutesy little like office, like sewing little nook, like combination for the grandparents. And then I did like another little side room next to it for like their cat, as you could see. Like I figured this is like they're like empty nesters now. Their daughter's grown up. She has her own house with her own family, or their child, whatever you decide to play. It's your decision. But yeah, so they're kind of like empty nesters, and so they decided to get a cat, and they're very much obsessed with their cat. So they kind of created this little room off their office thing, off the like kitchen area that's kind of like has like a little cat climber and the bowl and scratching post and stuff like that. But you'll see that when I get into the build. So I figured like their cat's very spoiled. They love their cat very much. So I just did a little room for them. But yeah, here on the outside, you can see that I just added a little chicken coop. And then I did this cute little thing over there in the yard with like a little sandbox. Like I took like the sand from like the terrain tools, which I believe is functional. Like you could build sand castles and stuff in there. So I think that's really fun. And then I just did a cute little base game fence around it. Um, and then I put the little climbing thing, like the little, what do you call it? Jungle gym type of thing inside the sand pit, and a little toddler slide. So I figured it was kind of like fun for kids. Like they can go on the jungle gym, the toddler could slide on the slide, they could build sand castles and stuff with their grandparents. So I thought that was just a cute little thing for like the little backyard to go with like the clubhouse, the tree house. So it's like their yard's very kid friendly. They spoil their grandkids. They love their grandkids. So, they want their house to have a lot of stuff for their grandkids to do when they come over and visit. But also, like out here on the front porch, I did just cute little rocking chairs and stuff because I figured like I wanted stuff for the grandparents too. So I did these like little dirt planters so that the grandma, or grandpa, or whatever, whoever you play with, can plant, do a garden, and they have little planters here on the porch. So there's stuff for everyone to do in this house. But yeah, I thought it was just really cute. And then later on, you'll see upstairs, there's like a little room. It's just like I kind of wanted to make it look like an upstairs like attic area that they converted for their grandkids. So there's a crib in there and a changing table I put, and then I put a bunk bed, but I only did one bunk bed, and I did a desk underneath. But you could always get rid of the desk and add another bed in case you want more than two grandchildren in this house, but or you could add a toddler bed so that maybe when the infant grows up, the child could sleep, the toddler could sleep, and they can have another infant. It's up to you. It's very convertible, but yeah, I wanted it to be like a little upstairs attic area that maybe the grandparents converted for the children, so that when they do stay over and they sleep over, they have their space, to go to sleep and to play and stuff, and they have their own space in the house, but it's not technically mixed with the grandparent stuff. So the whole downstairs is very for the grandparents, and it kind of looks like that kind of house. And then upstairs it's very kid friendly. So I kind of wanted to have that like separated. But yeah, now we're moving on to the inside. I did this kind of like little walkway area, like a little entryway, and then it opens up into I did a very open concept kitchen and living room. And dining room. I was gonna have like an island in here, and then I ended up having an island with and I attached the dining room to it, which I've done in one of my other builds, and I really like the way it looks, so I decided to do it in here too. Because I figured it's kind of a little small, so there's not exactly enough space. You'll see, I tried to do a full dining table in here with a full island kitchen, but it was too tight. There wasn't enough space, so I figured this way it kind of compromises. But yeah, I used the new wood paneling from the Growing Together pack inside the house. So here I did that really nice like wooden. It's like that it's not orangey. I mean, I guess a little bit. It kind of looks like cedar to me, right? I don't know if it's cedar. That's what is coming to my head. But I did that, and then I did the cute little white backsplash on the back for the kitchen. And then in the bedrooms and the office area and stuff, I did the white wood paneling. So I kind of just try to break it up a little bit because I didn't want it to look too orangey in here. So I figured this one room looked nice, and then the rest was just white. But the walls broke it up enough where it didn't look weird. Unfortunately, upstairs, I did have to use this oranging, like this wood paneling in this like orangey tone, because the way the stairs were, you could see it from the bottom level, and I tried to use the white paneling, but it looks weird, so I had to use this one, which looks a little weird because the room's kind of pink, because I figured I made like the bed and stuff for the child pink. But it turned out okay. It looks alright. I just wish I could have used the white paneling. But the way I did the whole builds down here in the beginning, I didn't want to change everything after it was already like pretty much done, because I did the upstairs last. So I was like, you know what, it's fine. It looks alright. It looks cute. So yeah, but yeah, here we're doing the kitchen, and this is where I tried to do like a nice big island, because I figured like the kitchen is like the main focus of this house. Like, the grandma loves cooking and she loves baking with the children and everything. Like, they're very, like, they come over for family dinners, maybe. That's kind of where I was going with this. So she, like, wants a nice big kitchen. So I really wanted a big island, but like I said, it was a little tight in here. And I was going to put the dining room table over there, but then I was like, it's going to run into the living room, and the living room was very small. So I decided here to delete part of the cabinets and just bump the kitchen table, like the dining room table, up to the island cabinets, which, to be honest, I still think it looks really nice, and it gives you enough space to sit. And I don't know, I just like the way it looks, so I thought that worked. And they still kind of have an island too, so it all works out. There's still plenty of kitchen space. And it's all functional. I play tested this with the family that I put in here. I even did a stay over with the kids, so I know the bed and the crib and the changing table, everything upstairs works. So yeah, I did play test this. There's plenty of space. I did shrink the refrigerator down, if you saw a little bit, with the tool mod. This is no CC. There's no CC in this build, but I do use the tool mod to kind of like size things here and there, but it doesn't mess with anything. Like it's not CC or anything, so you could still download this if you don't have it. But the refrigerator is still functional, so my Sims still used it. They still took food. They still cooked. So it was okay if I sized it down a little bit. I just wanted it to fit under that top cabinet really well, because I didn't want to leave it like empty. I don't know why. I try not to leave the refrigerators like empty above, and if I do, I put stuff on top of them. But yeah, so I just kind of cluttered up the kitchen a little bit. We're gonna move on to the living room soon. This kitchen is kind of like cluttered, but I definitely left enough counter space that your Sims can use to, like, this right side of the kitchen is very overly cluttered, but the left side is like empty, so there's plenty of space for your Sims to like prep food and like it's functional. So these counters may not be because of all the clutter, but the other ones are. So it'll be okay. And then I thought the sink on the island looked better. I don't always do a sink on the island, but in this case, I think it just looked nice because I figured, like maybe while the kids like down there baking, the grandma's washing dishes, or if their child comes over with the kids, like you know what I mean, they could wash dishes and cook at the same time. Like I feel like it gave them enough space. I don't know. I think I'm just rambling now. um, but yeah, I just think it looked really nice, and it kind of like it gave me like a country cabiny kind of feel in this house. Like the walls kind of gave me like the cabin feel, but then like I used a lot from the oh, what do you call it? The oh, I can't remember the name. I'm always drawing a blank on that pack, and I know what it's called, but cottage living. I use a lot from the cottage living here, like the flooring and the outside, and a lot of like the clutter and stuff. So it was giving me that like kind of old timey grandparent cottagey type feeling, but a little bit more modern too because of the appliances, and like the cabinets look a little bit more modern. So I figured it was like a good mix of the two. Um, to make it look a little, some of it a little bit more older and a little bit more worn and passed down through the years, but then they updated a lot of it, like they updated the appliances and some of the cabinetry and stuff. So I thought it was a good mix. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the living room now. It's a very small living room, so I was kind of having trouble like figuring out where to put all the furniture, but I managed to fit like a sofa and a chair and then some of these like little poofs. So there's plenty of seating room in here. There's a fireplace and a TV, so it's definitely like a nice living room for such a small space. But I just like it. I think it feels more cozy and like, you know, I feel like in a grandparent's house like this, there's gonna be a lot of like kids' toys and a lot of clutter. And I love this couch from the new pack, the Growing Together pack with like the blankets and the pillows on it. It just makes it look more homey and cozy and I don't know. I just don't like the couches that don't have blankets or pillows on them just look kind of like bland to me. You know what I mean? Like everybody has pillows and blankets on their couches. So, I really like what they did with that one. And then I love that open bay window that I used in the front there. In a little bit, you'll see I put like a plant on there with some like candlesticks and stuff. It's just so pretty, and I just love that. And I love having that in kind of like this kind of build. Because it just, I don't know, it gives me that same vibe. But I love those kind of bay windows. I have one in my house upstairs in my living room. It's bigger than that because we have like a bigger wall, but it's like that. It's like an open bay window with like the shelving. So like on holidays, like Christmas and Halloween and stuff, I put all the decorations up in the window and I put all the lights up. So when you're outside and looking in, you can see all like the cool decorations and stuff. I love having one of those windows and being able to throw decorations up in there. I think it's just really fun, and it kind of just adds to the vibe. And like I said in this build, like maybe if you play with Sims who are very big into the holidays, you could throw Halloween decorations up there or Christmas decorations or maybe like holiday cards and stuff like that. I just feel like it's another little bit of space for you to decorate and make it personal. So I just don't know. I love that window. Um, but yeah, with the furniture and everything, I kind of kept with that like orangey tone because like the windows and the frames were like that nice white color, so I wanted to keep like the fireplace the orangey color. I tied it in with a little bit of that, like there's a little bit of that color in the rug, and I really love that table from the new pack. It's a little bit more run down and a little bit like it kind of looks a little bit more what do you call it, like not sanded, like kind of sanded, but like worn, I guess. I don't know, but it has like that scratchy scratches in it that are like that orangey tone. I don't know. I just love it, and it matched the sofa perfectly. And I just think they did a really good job in that pack with the build buy items. I just love the build buy items. But yeah, this is the cute little window I was talking about. I added like this cute little plant. That's a new plant from the new kit. I just love it, and I think it fit perfectly in this window, and I love how the plants are kind of like spilling out over it. I just think it's really cute. To be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I forgot to clutter up the table in the living room. Surprisingly, I overclutter, and now that I think about it, I forgot to add some clutter to the table, so I might add that before I load this to the gallery. Or I might just leave it empty, actually, and then you can clutter it up yourself with maybe like drawings that your kids do or whatnot in the game, your Sims kids. Um, But yeah, so I'm just adding a few more decorations, and then that entryway, I'm gonna just end up adding like the little table, the dresser drawer table thing that came with the new pack. I didn't. I tried not to stick too much. I did stick like a little seating area in there because I had space on the wall. But I also here in the kitchen, I made sure I added a high chair because I figured if the grandchildren are coming over and they're like an infant or a toddler, they're gonna you're gonna want to feed them. So it you could put them in the high chair, and I just wanted to make sure that I had all the furniture that the grandparents would need to take care of the kids, even though they're not technically living here. I mean, you could put a family in here. It doesn't have to be like a grandparent or an in-law or whatever the case. You can actually just put a family in here and have them live here because, like I said, upstairs is kid friendly. That's just I was just going with like a grandparent theme. But yeah, this house is definitely family friendly, so you could definitely make this just a family home. And it's not too like old or outdated looking. Like I said, it's kind of like a mix of that and like modern. So it's just kind of nice. So you can put like a younger couple, maybe like an adult couple instead of a young adult couple in here with their kids, maybe. But I don't know. I just it's very like interchangeable. You could do kind of what you want. But yeah, this is the little room right off the kitchen between the kitchen and the office. I just split this house up because I didn't want the rooms to be too big, but I just thought this was really cute, and I just made this the cat room because I put a food bowl in, not knowing what kind of pet I wanted to give this family. But then I was like, you know what? They kind of just give me like off like a cat vibe, like they would have a cat. I don't know why, because like I said, I didn't have the Sims built yet, like created yet in my game. I just had them in mind, but I was just getting like a cat vibe. So I was like, this would be really cute. I'm just gonna put like the cat scratchers and the cat climber, and I'm just gonna make it like a very friendly like room for their cat, like a very like spoiled like their cat is very spoiled, and they definitely renovated this little room in their house just specifically for their cat because now that their child moved out and everything, now they're focusing on the cat or cats. I mean, you can add more food bowls in here and have multiple cats if you want. But I just figured that's kind of where I was going with. Like now they spoil instead of spoiling their kid, they spoil their cat. um, but yeah, now, like I said, now we're just moving on to like the little entryway. I didn't do a lot here. I don't usually do too much in an entryway because I feel like you don't need that much stuff in here. But I do love this new like dresser like table kind of thing that came with the new pack. And I just love like the little slats on the front, like the way it looks, and the little doors. Like I just think it's so pretty, and I just think it like all the colors just like really look nice. And then I added this cute little sofa. I think that's from the Laundry Day pack. But I love that like I want to say straw, but I don't know if that's the right word. Like that material of that couch, it just kind of fit the vibe, and it fit the room perfectly, like the size of it, and it had that cute little yellow cushion on it that matched the flooring that I did in here. So I just thought it looked really nice. And I did this flooring in the entryway. I did it like this tile because I just wanted it to be broken up from the rest of the house a little bit because I used the flooring that was outside inside. I think I changed the color, but I used the same flooring and I just wanted to break it up a little bit. And I had it match the bathroom there, as you could tell. So I used a tile just to kind of break it up and add a little bit of color and make it pop a little bit. I just thought it looked nice. But yeah, this is just the bathroom. Like I said, this is the only bathroom in the build, and I know people like more than one bathroom in their builds, and I typically try to put at least two bathrooms in a build, but with this one I just didn't have the space. And like I said, in my mind I was going off of just like two Sims living here, so they really don't need more than one bathroom. Um I'm trying to think. I don't You can always, I guess, take that cat room if you don't want to put a cat in your build, or if you don't have pets, if you don't have the pets pack. You could take that and maybe convert that to another bathroom. That's something you could do. If you download this and you don't want that room, you could always make this a bathroom house easily, I guess. So, yeah. So like I said, you can change this up if you need to. It's not that hard. Like usually my builds, I try to make them like I try to add like rooms that I like, but I always try to think of like, okay, well, if they don't really need this, they can change this, or if they have more than two kids, they can add another bedroom or another bed. Like that's why I try to add bunk beds. Like I try to make it so you guys can change it to your needs. when I can. And I always just try to like give you guys ideas like how you could change it if you really really like this build, but you're like, I don't have pets, I don't want a cat in my build. Just change that room to a bathroom. You know, another bathroom if you need two bathrooms, or you can change it into a nursery and just have the upstairs for the older kids. You could do that too. So it's kind of like interchangeable, these rooms. Um, but yeah, I just this bathroom's pretty simple. I use the new shower, which I absolutely love. That new shower and the new sink from the pack. I just think they're beautiful, and I just think they look nice, and they kind of like give this build a little bit more that modern touch to kind of like break up like the old like wooden side of the house. So I think they're really nice, and it maybe like they renovated the bathroom. The bathroom's like the most modern part of the house. So I just thought that was really nice, and I just did that like nice black and white theme, and I put a little bit of golden tones in there just to match the floor. And then the stained glass windows that I have in the front of the house are in the bathroom, so I did not put a curtain on there because I didn't want to cover up those windows, because I think those stained glass windows are gorgeous, and I don't think they need to be like covered up with a curtain. And in the bathroom, those like you can't really see in those that well, so they didn't need a curtain on them in this bathroom. But yeah, I absolutely love those. I think those are beautiful. But yeah, now we're just moving on to the bedroom. This is like the bedroom for the grandparents, in-laws, whatever you want to call them. I think I named this house the in-laws home, but I might change that. I liked it when I built it, but now I'm thinking it's more grandparent-y. Like I should put like the grandparent stance on it instead of in-laws. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so I might change the name of it when I load it to the gallery. But I just love that bed. That bed, I believe, is from Cats and Dogs. So, like I said again, if you don't have like pets in your game, you may have to just change that bed out, or when you download it, it might just change the bed for something else. But I just love the comforter on it and like that old quilt type of looking cover. I just think it's so pretty, and it just matched so well with all the colors. And I don't know, I just love those old like quilts that are on beds. They just, I don't know, they just bring that like homey warmth feeling. So I definitely wanted to add that bed for that reason. And then you'll see I put like a little pet bed in the bedroom for like their cat or whatever. I end up having to move that to the office area because I forgot a laundry basket. Because I put a clothing rack outside in the yard. So I end up moving that cat bed to the office area, and I put a laundry basket in this place. So you'll see a plant in the office. In the screenshots, that gets deleted, and that's where the pet bed goes, but it's not a big deal. But I was also super excited that I finally used these shelves from the new pack. These little suitcase shelves. I think it's so cute, and I've been wanting to use them, but I haven't been able to fit them in any of my builds previously. But I felt in this build on this wall, it fit perfectly, and I don't know, I just loved it. I just think the colors are cute, and I think for this type of family, that style just fits really well. Like maybe they're old suitcases that these grandparents or whatever used when they traveled the world, and then after that they settled down and had their family, but they kept like the suitcases, so instead of throwing them out, they mounted them to the wall shelves. Like I don't know, it's kind of like a backstory I go with why there's suitcases mounted onto a wall. I mean, I know this like growing together pack was supposed to be based off of San Francisco. I guess I don't know what that has to do with that, but I've never been to San Francisco, so that's kind of where I just go with why there's suitcases on the wall. But I don't know if it has something to do with like that area. I don't know. I mean, I know like the taxis and that like the little statues and stuff, but honestly, I've never been there, so I couldn't tell you. But that's kind of where I went in my head with it. Um, but yeah, that's basically it for the bedroom. I did clutter up the side tables a little bit. I added like glasses on there, and that little cup from the bathroom clutter kit with like the little dentures in there. I added that onto one of the side tables, and I actually added it into the bathroom too because I just love that little detail, especially if you're doing like a grandparent's house. Like usually older people, they kind of have dentures, so I just think it's just like a cute little touch just to kind of show like, okay, like, oh, what kind of house is this? And then you see that and you're like, oh, okay, maybe it's a house for elders or not. You know what I mean? It just adds an extra little detail that I think The Sims really needs, is just extra little details. um, but yeah, and then I use these curtains. I believe those are, I think those are from like the luxury stuff pack or something. I never use those, but I just thought they were really cute and the way they were kind of like tied up. I just think they looked really nice, and I was trying to use a different curtain for the bedroom than I did in all the other rooms. So I just thought those looked really nice. But yeah, and we're moving on to their office now. Um, it's very small. It's a little cramped, but I was able to fit, like, I did the bookshelf. Here you'll see I use the desk. This desk I believe is from the Werewolves pack, which is kind of funny because I love it because it gives off that like old timey like an author type of like vibe. Like maybe the grandfather is like a famous author and he writes all his like murder mystery stories or whatnot on that computer, like because the computer looks like one of those typewriters. So I really like that. The computers from the cottage living pack too. It's like that typewriter type of thing. So I just felt like that fit really well with that desk, and it fit in the corner perfectly too. So it was like the perfect size. So I just love that, and I was just kind of going like in my head like, okay, maybe like the grandmother sits in this room and she knits. That's why I gave like the rocking chairs and that little like knit box from the Nifty Knitting Kit. So maybe like she sits in here and like knits sweaters and clothes and hats and socks for the grandkids while the grandfather sits and writes up his next like big novel, and then they like kind of hang out in this room together, and this is where they like spend their time together. So I really wanted to make this room like nice and cozy and, like functional and fun, and somewhere where they can kind of like hang out together, maybe like away from the kids. Like if the kids are upstairs or out in the backyard playing, maybe the grandparents like come into this room and just like kind of get away for a while and get some peace and quiet and, do their writing or do their knitting or whatnot. So yeah, that's kind of just like where I was going with this theme. And then I decorated the walls a lot with the items from the Nifty Knitting Kit, like those like knitted flower, like hanging pots, and like the little circle. What do you call those? The little knitted like circle things on the wall. I don't know what they're called. Don't come at me in the comments. um, I sew. I don't knit, so I'm not sure. But I just thought it was really cute because I figured like maybe the grandmother knitted them and then she hung them on the wall to decorate the office a little bit. I just thought it was really cute. And then I just like cluttered up things. I use these little candy jars. These are from the paranormal stuff pack. I stuck them in there, and then I stuck one on the counter because I thought that was really cute because if they are grandparents, like I know when my grandma lived to 103. I know, crazy. 103. But she would always have those little like the butterscotch candies, and like I forget what the other ones were. Those like weird candies that like everybody's like, do these really exist? She always had those candies, and I remember like her always taking them out of her pocket and like giving us candies, which thinking back it's kind of gross because there's like lint and crap in her pot. We never ate them. We never really ate them. We would just take them from her and then kind of just like throw them out or whatnot, because again, like I said, she was 103. She wasn't all there, but she was pretty there for 103. I mean, she was going strong, let me tell you. But yeah, I just remember getting those candies from her. So every time I see those from the paranormal stuff back, it kind of brings back that memory. And I just think they're really cute, and they kind of just like fit with like, a grandparent theme build. So I just kind of use them as candy jars. In probably not the proper use they're supposed to be used for the game, but that's kind of what I use them for. But yeah, anyway, now we're moving on to the upstairs. This is the bedroom for the kids. So like I said, I did a crib in here. So if you have an infant or a toddler, and then I did put in a little infant play mats and the changing table. So you'll have everything you need for an infant or a toddler. And then I did this cute little bunk bed. This new bunk bed came with the Growing Together pack. And I did it in this cute little pink swatch. I really do wish all the bunk beds came with the swatches with like little pictures on them and stuff. Some of them don't, as you can tell when I'm flipping through it. They just have like blank squares on it, and I just don't like it. It looks weird. So I really wanted to use one of the swatches that had like all the little self-drawing pictures and stuff on it, because I just felt like without it, it just looked like a weird spot on the bed. I don't know if you can add your own. Let me know in the comments. I don't think you can like put pictures up on the bed. I don't think it'll like link, like click to the bed, like a slot. That's the word I'm thinking for. I don't think it'll slot to the bed. But I could be wrong. But yeah, I just try to use the swatches that already have them, because I just don't like the ones that don't. Like I said, it looks kind of weird. But yeah, this bedroom's, like I said, I kind of made it for like a little girl. I figured the infant or toddler could be a boy or a girl. I kind of went neutral on that side. But the bunk bed and the rug I use and everything is in that cute like little pink, like, I don't think that's a candy swatch, but that's kind of what reminds me of candy, but it's like that cute pink swatch. So I did that, and then I added like a little dollhouse and like the little unicorn toy there. So it's very girly up here. Like I said, the infant or toddler could be boy or girl, and honestly, you could put a boy up here too. I mean, it's not, you could do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a girl, but I'm just saying I just kind of went with a little bit more girlier theme. And then I put a bunch of those like hand drawn pictures up from the new pack. I love those. I think those are so cute, and I love decorating with those, especially in family builds. Um, but yeah, I just put enough up here for like the kids to stay busy. Like I said, up here they can go to sleep, they can play with toys, or there's plenty of stuff for the kids to do outside. I even added a bicycle in here too, so you could teach the child to ride their bike. So there's plenty of stuff for a child to do. And like I said here, I had to do the orangey tone wall up here because it looked weird where the stairs were, like the colors were clashing. But I changed the rug to the white swatch instead of the pink swatch, so I think it like balanced it out. And that rug, I believe, is from the Pastel Pop Kit. I really do like it. It kind of gives off that like fuzzy rug vibe. So I do like using that rug in like a kids build because, I don't know. I mean, I could have used like a wood floor, but I just thought the rug made it feel more cozy. And I know I did like rugs on top of rugs, which is kind of weird, but I don't know. I just think it looks nice. Um, and then I added a couple of those string lights. I think those came with the base game update, I believe. They weren't part of the pack. They were the base game update, but they're like little stars, and I just think those are really cute. So I just kind of hung those over the bed, on the wall because they just kind of fit. And then this chair, I believe is from the Pastel Pop Kit too, but I just thought it was really cute, and I figured like the grandparents or the child. Well, I don't think your child could read a toddler a book. I'm not sure, but I figured like they can come up here and read the toddler a book to sleep, like read them to sleep, read a book or whatnot. So I thought that was kind of nice to just kind of add a chair, or maybe the kid can sit in the chair and do their homework, or whatnot. So I just thought the chair just added a little something extra. But you can get to the crib and everything. I was able to have my Sims get around all the furniture, so it works out fine. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that's really it for this build. I don't really think I mentioned. Oh, I added these curtains. These are from the new pack too, and I love those with the little tie up, the little bead tie up. I think that's so cute. But yeah, this is it for the build. So if you guys like it, please like and subscribe. I really, really appreciate it. And if you have any comments for me, please leave them down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow. And the old ways get washed out by